Now, of course, this morning we're very privileged to be hanging out with South African media personality who's been involved in many TB education campaigns and partnerships, and she joins us this morning to talk a bit more about the government and USAID's mass TB screening campaign. Of course, Gerry Elsdon, good to have you here with us. You were saying earlier on that the message of TB and how it's being perceived by people has become very diluted because of all the different rhetorics that are coming from so many different places.
Yeah.
But you're trying to do something different in order to make it clearer.
Well, the campaign right now is How Will I Know, or hashtag How Will I Know. How will you know that you have TB? What are the symptoms and the signs of TB? And then where do you go for treatment? And these are very important questions to ask. You know, if you're presenting with weight loss, any pain in your chest, a lack of appetite, night sweats, for example, and so on. A cough that doesn't go away even though you've taken antibiotics for a flu, and it's still there and it's persisting. After that set of antibiotics, go back to that very same physician and ask to be tested for TB. One of our challenges that we have is that private doctors in private facilities often don't think of tuberculosis because it's been called the poor man's disease for much too long. And we must begin to think of the fact that TB does not have borders. It's airborne, which means it doesn't choose who has money and who doesn't, nor does it choose what career you've chosen or your intellect. What it does choose is whoever gives it an opportunity. So if your immune system happens to be low at that particular time, it doesn't care if you had caviar for breakfast. So if you're suffering with a low immune system and your antibiotics have not worked, go back and say, Doc, I understand that you've given me these. Instead of giving me another set, let's do a sputum test.
Gerry, we all want to join in this mass campaign that you're launching at the moment. In South Africa, it's important to get involved.
Yeah.
How do we eradicate the stigma that you just talked about? And also, how do we as ordinary people get involved in the campaign?
I think we need to start talking about it. For those of you who are active on social media, we need you. We need you to begin to ask the questions, mention the facts about the issue, help people understand how easy it is. Let's just also remember that TB treatment is 100% free in South Africa, and it's also 100% curable if we catch it on time. If you stick to your treatment. Non-compliance is our big issue. Non-compliance being people who start their TB treatments but don't finish it. Sometimes you can get more ill having not completed your treatment. So I'd appreciate it if as many South Africans as possible simply began to talk on social media about the scourge of TB, but also remind people how it is that they can get involved by simply communicating the messages and saying to your friend, say it to a stranger, so how long have you been coughing? I don't care. Let's just get the message out there that this thing is eating away at our society, and it doesn't have to.
Hashtag How Will I Know. That's the hashtag that you're using out there.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for coming into the studio today and really helping us to put a positive face to TB out there.
Thank you for having me.
This is Gerry in our studio this morning. Well, you heard it, hashtag How Will I Know. It's one of the things that you can do to take part in this TB screening campaign. Great, over to you.